Everyone tells you the edge of the universe sits 46 billion light years away, but that edge only tells you how far back you can see. Nobody talks about the other one, the edge that decides what you get to keep. Right now, tonight, without any explosion, without any warning, entire galaxies are being erased, and once they're gone, they are gone forever. Quick recap, because you've probably heard this part. Look far enough into the black void and you hit a wall of ancient light, the cosmic microwave background. It's 13.8 billion years old. Cosmic expansion has stretched the distance to it out to about 46.5 billion light years. That sphere is called the observable universe. It's a record of the past. A photograph. It only grows because more ancient light keeps arriving. That's the edge everyone shows you. But that edge is looking backward, and there's something people get wrong about it constantly. The observable universe is not the whole universe. The real thing is almost certainly bigger, maybe infinite, and we will never know its true size, because light from beyond that 46 billion light-year sphere simply hasn't had time to reach us yet. That's a different problem entirely. That's about the past being too far away to have arrived. The second edge is a completely different kind of limit, and this one looks forward. Scientists call it the cosmic event horizon. Here's the difference. The first edge marks the furthest thing we have already seen. This one marks the furthest thing we will ever see. Calculated in moving terms, it sits at roughly 19 gigaparsecs out, about 62 billion light years. Any light released beyond that line, right now, tonight, from any star in any galaxy, will never once reach Earth. Not in a billion years. Not ever. Space itself is expanding too fast for that light to close the distance. This is not the same as something moving away quickly. Nothing is breaking Einstein's speed limit. Space is doing what space is allowed to do, stretching, opening new distance between us and everything else, faster than light can cross it. A galaxy sitting at that horizon isn't racing away. The room between us and it is simply growing. This is also where the two edges stop behaving alike. The first edge, the observable one, keeps growing every year. Wait long enough, and older, fainter light finally finishes its trip and joins the picture. That's exactly how James Webb keeps spotting galaxies closer and closer to the beginning of time. Better instruments push that edge outward, but the event horizon does not care how good your telescope is. No amount of engineering closes a gap that space itself is actively widening. One edge is a technology problem, the other is a law of physics. And here's the part almost nobody mentions. Every observer on every planet, around every star, in every galaxy, has their own event horizon, centered on them, exactly the size ours is. Nobody sits in a privileged spot. Nobody gets a better seat. Every civilization in the universe is quietly losing the same fraction of its reachable sky at the same time, for the same reason. Now here's where things get weird. Galaxies don't blink out when they cross this line. They fade. Their light gets stretched further and further into the infrared, then into radio waves, then into nothing our instruments can register. The same stretching effect that turned the Big Bang's first light into microwaves. Watching a galaxy approach the event horizon looks almost exactly like watching something fall past a black hole. It never quite disappears. It just gets dimmer, redder, slower, frozen at the edge, forever arriving and never arrived. And it is already happening. Any galaxy with a present redshift above roughly 1.8 has already crossed that boundary. We can still see their old light limping in, but nothing they emit from this moment onward will ever reach us. Estimates suggest the equivalent of 160 billion stars worth of material slips permanently out of reach every single year. 94% of the universe right now already sits beyond a line we can never cross in either direction. Run this forward. In about 100 billion years, the Milky Way and Andromeda will have merged into one galaxy, sometimes nicknamed Milkomeda. Every other galaxy not gravitationally bound to that merger will have redshifted into invisibility. Their light will stretch past a redshift of 5,000, then keep going. 10 trillion years out, the math says that stretch factor climbs to something like 10 to the 53rd. At that point, even the oldest photons in the universe become physically undetectable. So picture an astronomer born into that far future. They look up. They see one galaxy, static, alone, surrounded by nothing, no expansion to measure, no distant light to chase, no way to ever prove the universe is expanding at all, because the evidence has already left the stage. They would be standing exactly where scientists stood before the 1920s, in a universe that looks small, still, and permanent. That was Einstein's mistake. He built a cosmological constant into his own equations purely to force the universe to hold still, because a static universe was the only one anybody could imagine. It took Edwin Hubble, one pulsing star inside the Andromeda Nebula, and a colleague named Vesto Slipher measuring how galaxy light shifted toward the red to prove that everything was moving, and that the further away a galaxy sat, the faster it was fleeing. That single discovery is the only reason we know the universe expands at all. A civilization born 100 billion years from now gets none of that. No second galaxy to compare against, no redshift to measure, no Slipher, no Hubble, no proof. Not because they'd be less intelligent than us, because the evidence they'd need will have physically left the observable stage before they ever look up. Think about what that means for the light we're catching today. Every galaxy James Webb has ever photographed near the particle horizon is, in a sense, already safe. That light is already on its way, already committed, already ours. But every galaxy currently drifting past the event horizon is doing the opposite. It is closing a book we will never get to reopen. Not destroyed, not gone in any physical sense, just permanently checked out of a library that only ever shrinks from here. That is the part that should actually keep you up at night. Not that the universe is big. Big is easy to accept. It's that the window we're living in, this one, right now, might be the only era in the entire history of the cosmos where a civilization can actually look up and reconstruct the truth. Every year that window narrows. Every year more of the evidence quietly walks past a line it can never cross back over. We are not just living inside the observable universe. We are living inside the only stretch of time when it was still possible to prove it was expanding at all. Before the lights go out, one galaxy at a time.